Hello and welcome back to God Lives Within. Friday, August 16th, 2024. Been walking all over the city looking for a place that's quiet enough to do a video. It's basically impossible. I've gone all the way to the outside of the city and you're still gonna hear trucks and whatnot. Anyway, on today's video, we cover one of the secret U.S. government programs from the days of World War II, known as Operation Paperclip. Which was a secret U.S. government program that brought in 1,600 scientists, engineers, and technicians into the U.S. government following the end of World War II. This program lasted from 1945 to 1959, where they were bringing in, like I said, scientists, engineers, technicians from Nazi Germany. Yes, they brought in Nazis into our government and entities associated with our government, such as the C, the I, and the A. So on today's video, after learning this fact, you can search it, look it up, the information is there. After we absorb and take in the fact that we took in Nazi Germans from the conclusion of the World War II, we go on to what we see today in our U.S. government and a certain Democrat party who's following the same playbook. And so on today's video, we will examine what the Nazis did back then and what the Democrats are doing now in an attempt to liberate your mind from the suffering that they are causing you and from the slavery that they are inflicting on you, me, and everyone around you. So first we'll take a look at the Nazis. They were a National Socialist party that tore down statues, banned free speech, blamed economic hardship on one group of people, instituted gun control, put the state before God, nationalized health care, placed strict government regulations on industry. Now, let's compare this to our current political situation that is being scripted right out of the Nazi Playbook by your lovely Democrats. So compare this to the manic Democrats who before and during Trump started the movement of tearing down statues. That has since kind of eased off since they're in power. They don't have to brazenly show you. It's basically a brazen projection of Nazism onto the other party in order to keep you away from that party, to keep you from voting, to keep you from listening to them, to keep you brainwashed and programmed away from them. So they tear down the statues, they make a big fuss about them, they create protests, and riots and whatnot in order to accomplish this. And this is all paid for by your lovely George Soros. Oh, a Nazi himself. Coming from his Open Society Foundation, which is neither open nor for society. Anything these demons do, they flip it upside down. So open, no, it's not open. Society, no, it's not for the good of society. So they flip it upside down in order to make you think they're doing good when they're really enslaving and trying to destroy you. All right, so they tore down statues during Trump's era. And now we're seeing the banning of free speech with all the big tech platforms. Only now with the exception of X because of Elon Musk buying it. Twitter was one of the biggest censorers of information prior to Elon buying it. So you see them censoring information, but not only that, now in Europe we're seeing people being thrown in jail. 3,300 have been arrested for tweets. This is where the US is headed if we don't stop it. Now, how are they able to do this in Europe? Simple. They've already taken away the guns. They can do whatever they want now. So let's move on. They blame economic hardships on Republicans that are so-called elites. So basically they're just shifting blame, pointing the focus somewhere else, projecting the focus towards someone else instead of themselves. It's a common tactic of Satan and of these Democrats. It just throws you off balance. It's a lie. It disconnects you from God. It veils the truth. It keeps you moving, unaware of what's really going on. All right. And of course, we've seen an effort to take away Americans' guns repetitively each time a school shooting, a mass shooting, a event that is violent, basically. Any kind of violence that they can plaster on your news channels and spark up fear, and then offer a solution to take away your guns or to place more restrictions on guns, which in effect, more restrictions just means they're moving towards the ultimate goal of taking them away. So, like I said, we see this in every mass shooting, school shooting, every single time the next day. Even now, it's the same day they say it. And these mass shootings, these school shootings, can also be called false flag events, which are orchestrated events from agents that are working for your government, but technically they are outside of your government, i.e. the alphabet boys, the C to the I to the A. They're not really under your government's laws. They're not a government entity. Although they masquerade as such. How do I know this? Well, once you see the same operatives at multiple school shootings or mass shootings, once you see these same men dressed in disguises at different locations, it's pretty obvious. There is no more questions in your mind what's going on. It's a setup. It always has been, it always will be. All right, next, putting the state before God, which is a very easy thing to do. All you have to do is erase God out of all the books, out of schools, out of everyday life. And hey, guess what? What people don't see in their exterior, they no longer think about. That's how short our attention span and mind power has become. We're distracted by 5-second TikToks because of the dopamine in our brain. And it's gotten to a shorter and shorter and shorter span as time has gone on, to the point now humans can't remember a couple minutes that just passed just to go. So putting the state before God by simply removing God from schools and corporations in the name of equality. This is how they accomplish it, through cohesion. What is it? Through what is the word? Cohesion, I want to say. Anyway, through manipulating your mind. So what is next? Nationalized health care. Oh, okay. They've already accomplished this one with Obamacare. Making healthcare a government service, eliminating competition, setting their own pricing and their own level of healthcare that they choose to provide. See, once it's in the government's hands, you no longer have a say in the matter. You can go to this doctor or you can go to that doctor, but you can't go to this doctor. You're now under government control. Your premiums are going to be this. Oh, 6 months later, inflation happened. Now they're going to be this. It's very easy to manipulate once they control it. And all they have to do is pay the medical industry whatever they wish, and they control your health care from there forward. And lastly, the government regulations. I heard Elon Musk talk about it. He said you could fill up a warehouse from the floor to the ceiling with the amount of regulations. Which, why do they impose all these regulations? Well, why do the Nazis do it? To make it harder on people outside of the beast system to be able to thrive, to make it to make it impossible for small businesses to come up. Now we see this with red tape regulations such as policies, DEI and whatnot. And then we also see it with the amount of taxes on the tax code. Over 100,000 taxes on your tax code. Americans pay 50% of what they make to the government now. I don't think the founding fathers intended us to work as a slave and give away half our money to a government creating wars all across the globe. If it is a globe. So, as we see, this plan is well underway and almost complete. The only thing they have left to do is to take away your guns. Once they take away your guns, they'll be able to clamp down on your free speech. Once your free speech is taken away, what else do you have? You're now a serf. a slave, a number, such as your social security number. You are a binary number in their beast system once they take away your guns. They will have all the guns, they will have the military, they will have all the gated communities that you can't enter with security. See, the plan is 99% complete. The only reason they haven't taken America away from us completely is they don't have your guns. This is why we see false flags, mass shootings, school shootings, brought to you by your lovely government. They create the problem. Oh, let's institute a solution for the people. Now they're the hero, and they caused every bit of the situation from start to finish. And you, unaware, good, God-fearing, loving people, believing that they're telling you the truth, go along with their agenda. This is how it works, people. They brought in the Nazis to institute the Nazis programs and the Nazi secret programs, the ones we don't even know about. There are many more. They brought in the Nazi scientists for this reason. They brought in the engineers and the technicians to make it happen. We're at the precipice of a very important election. I think America is ready for this election, finally, to stand up to this tyranny, to stand up to these dictators, these tyrants, because that's all they are. I will have you know that there's 350 million of us and around 2 million government employees. They don't stand a chance. We start with the school districts, school boards, drawing up petitions, uniting the people. Then we move on to the city councils, doing the same. Then we move on to the state legislators, doing the same. Then we go to the federal government and tear it down. Enough is enough, people. The Nazis have invaded since World War II. The plan is 99% complete. What are we waiting on at this point? Death? Slavery? To all be jabbed so many times that your immune system no longer works? Is this what we're waiting for? Are we waiting for death before we take back our country? This is my question to you today. For the facts are now in front of you. They're in your face. Not only from me, they're putting it in your face. The Democrats are putting it in your face regularly. Why? Because they're at the end game. They've got no more moves. They're trapped by the people. So, together we stand, divided we're gonna fall. It's time for you people to wake up to this Democrat nonsense. I'm talking to you, especially black people. I love you all, but the time for listening to Democrats is over. I don't care if they have a lot of black Democrat senators and congressmen. They are out to destroy you for power, for money. You don't get in this game without being controlled. Very few outsiders make it through this system. You see what happened to Donald Trump, an outsider, was also almost assassinated a few weeks back. This is how their game works. If you're an outsider, you get murdered. Ask JFK, ask Ronald Reagan, and many more. So that is it for this message. I'm sorry it wasn't very, it didn't flow very well. I'm extremely tired. But we press on to the finish line to liberate you and I, and to help educate the people to stand up and stand in unity, stand together in love. We don't need this government at all. For they've tried to destroy us, so what do we need them for? It's time to take back our country and this government for good. Thank you for listening. I love you. God loves you more. Take care.